Alrighty, test, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully we have audio. Testing, 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully you can hear me. Audio. Okay. Testing, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there is a dramatic delay. That is unfortunate, but we'll have to deal with it at the moment. We'll try again better next time. But we are here. We are live back on the EngineeringRobo channel. Going to be using EngineeringRobo here in the economy, coins, companies, and commodities, all in today's stream. So let's do the transition here. Boom. We are here looking at Bitcoin interacting dramatically with my levels. Would appear down below, support waiting for us, a technical level we've been considering for some time, $18,860 per Bitcoin. After consolidating along psychological level 19,800 roughly, that is 2017 all-time highs. We've been hypothesizing a break downward here toward my support level, which we have ever so delicately interacted with, only going a few $100s beneath it, and then pumping ever so dramatically upward now into resistance waiting for us. $21,815 overhead was where you could have potentially capitalized on this price action, buying at my $18,800 support level and selling at my $21,800 resistance level would have allowed you to capitalize on a 50% price move for Bitcoin, about $3,000 to the upside. Futures traders would know how to capitalize on that accordingly. But going with the flows of our robos here, it would appear, as I mentioned, dramatically returning downward here, rejection off of resistance overhead. Breaking through it is nice to see. So I do believe returning to it is far more likely. And at the moment, we have returned to psychological level. Previous consolidation was occurring along 19,800. We'll have to see if we can hold it. We already know where support is down below. Our robos here in play, the buy for super and moon robo advisors, all confirmed bullish ever since the 10th of September, though now with this most recent abrupt change in momentum, the sell for has returned. And so slightly unsightly at the moment. Would be unfortunate if a second robo were to enter a bearish state. That would then suggest reducing your positions accordingly and waiting for potential support elsewhere. With only one of our bearish robos present, we can still remain invested into Bitcoin previously until the second bearish robo enters the area here. So we always go with the flows of our robos. We need 2 of our chosen 3 robo advisors entering a bullish or bearish state for us to begin accumulating accordingly. We can invest 20% of our Bitcoin, in this case, investment in at support. And so at the moment here, we are interacting with a very strange range of sideways and volatility for some foreseeable time here. We have been prophesizing a dramatic range of volatility for the foreseeable months here, perhaps into next year before we fully recover and return to our uptrend. All-time highs are awaiting. We will likely pass them eventually, though only when ready, not a moment sooner. So capitalizing on this sideways will be tricky, but skilled enough traders will be able to, if we go with the flows of our confirmations, being very cautious during this highly volatile situation. And so at the moment, we just have to see just how we solidify this level here, currently returning to support. The demand for Bitcoin is very much present. Heavy accumulation has been occurring near these levels ever since the 18th of June of this year. So at the moment, we are looking for perhaps higher highs relative to $25,200 there, watching out for potential lower lows relative to $17,000 there. We are floating smack in the middle of these ranges, so we'll have to just see just how the volatility will be. Bearish robos in play previously during this downside have saved us from multiple corrections here, 58 and 44% in downside after bearish robos came into play between November into January of this year. November of last year into January of this year. And then between April into June of this year, we were saved from that 58% correction that occurred. Bullish robos that attempted to print during a phase of sideways, we can see price action, bullish confirmations with the very dramatic sort of upswing here with this large green candle, though price action immediately returned to pretty much the bottom of that candle that confirmed these previous robos. So that is a possibility that we have to keep in mind as well. But right now, we always just wait for the confirmations during this highly volatile situation. But this has been Bitcoin. What about Ethereum? Well, we tried to switch up the robos, but looks like we're using the same combination as Bitcoin as it does semi-work out here. So looking at Ethereum, we have adjusted some of these levels. Watch out for $1,687 overhead as resistance still. Down below, though, $1,419 per Ethereum is newly visualized support waiting for us if we were to continue our way downward here. We appear to be freeing ourselves from this dash descending trend line that we attempted to break from throughout the beginning of August, though returning to it more recently here could suggest that we are still wiggling our way, freeing ourselves from this short-term down trend line, suggesting a shorter term move upward here. There is plenty of resistance waiting for us, and several factors here suggesting sell pressure potentially waiting for us overhead if we were to make our way upward. With one of our chosen 3 robos in a bullish state at the moment. That is nice to see, though we need 2 of our chosen 3 becoming bullish for us to begin accumulating accordingly. And so right now, with price action returning to below the bottom of where the buy 4 came into play, the buy 4 has remained in play during this. We have local support potentially forming, though we've already mentioned our technical levels to consider. As we wait for that second bullish robo advisor, keep in mind overhead $1,933 in addition to the underside of this visualized 200 daily moving average, suggesting a more broad downtrend still to be considered until we can fully solidify the bottom of this bear market, if you will. Technical horizontal level 2,320. In addition to my solid my solid downtrend line overhead waiting for us. These are all factors contributing to a much more dramatic downtrend to be considered. In the short term here, we can capitalize off of moves upward and or downward, though they will be confined within a strange range of volatility. Watch out for hostility. It's a possibility. 70% in downside since previous bearish confirmations back in what appears to be April of this year into June of this year here. You lost pretty much all of your money holding onto Ethereum if you chose not to reduce your positions based on sell suggestions from EngineeringRobo. We have another 45% correction that occurred last year here from November into January. Lost just about half of your money. And then buy suggestions have seen 79 and 36% in upside throughout last year here. We even have an instance of 141% in gains between March and May of 2021 as well. So we just go with the flow of our robos, watching out for the confirmations to come into play. 20% at support, 50% based on our robo advisors, and 30% based on our down trend lines. I'm not a huge fan of the local dash down trend lines, so you can use them at your own discretion. But this has been Ethereum. Let's browse through the usual usual rotation we keep in play here. What are the odds? XLM, very close to resistance overhead, would appear, returning downward here toward the bottom of that confirmation candle. What robo advisors do we use, though, is the question. Pretty sure it might have been the same combination. I think it was. I think it very much was. We have the Buy for Moon and Super Robos here looking at XLM. So resistance overhead in 11 cents, 0.1185. They're still plaguing us, menacing us, doesn't like us whatsoever. We've been rejected sort of away from it, now returning downward here toward local support forming. I mean, I guess we can visualize perhaps this little box here that we've been interacting with. Let's get the true lows. Maybe this could be a little mini hypothetical, metaphorical hope fairy tale land magical support level forming within 10 cents. So like 0.0983 all the way up to 0.1042. 10 cents is potentially support here for us, though watch out for 8 cents is down below, a far more significant horizontal level to consider. So watch out for that at the moment. Hopefully we can hold sideways once we get back above 11 cents and daily candles can open and close above it, and in this case perhaps bounce off of it before jumping into investing at that level accordingly, because we have seen other instances where daily candles open and close above it, though plummet directly through it shortly thereafter. So we will need some significant confirmations of support of this horizontal level overhead if we do make our way above it. Hopefully we can hold this magical range here we've just visualized near current price levels. 8 cents is still down below waiting for us. Only one of our chosen 3 robos have entered a bullish state anyway, so you were not eager to be jumping in up near 11 cents there anyway. We are still waiting for a second bullish robo, and it would in this case be support still. 200 daily moving average overhead, semi-correlating with my solid downtrend line as well, suggesting the significance of a potential downtrend to consider. So watch out for sideways and or downside during extreme volatility moving forward. We have to really solidify the bottom here at some point, though we have to go with the flows, watching out for our robos because this is crypto. We have seen mini 14% pumps from this combination of robo advisors during this downside pretty much since November of last year here, and bearish confirmations have saved us from multiple 50% corrections during that time. So watching out for our robos as we flow XRP experiencing a rejection off of dashed overhead downtrend line. Hang on, let's change the combination of robos here. It would appear I'm actually more of a fan of this combination. So the buy for Golden Cross and Super Robos in play today. We have XRP here would appear. The buy for coming into play, printing on the 12th of September. One of our chosen 3 robos entering a bullish state. Nice to see, though we are waiting for further confirmations still. Resistance overhead visualized by my dashed down trend line here. So you were ready for a potential retracement or pullback as resistance was present. You can use this at your own discretion to determine your 30% down trend line based investment ratio. We still have my solid overhead down trend line visualized there, way overhead waiting for us eventually. Locally though, we can use this as we are respecting it still at the moment. This 200 daily moving average overhead, which has been visualized for the coins here so far, suggesting a downtrend to consider. So overall sideways and or downside is still plaguing the market. We are capitalizing off of some sideways ranges here. Watch out for the bull trap, the relief rally that may play out. So we have to just go with the flows here, it would appear. 30 cents down below, which was support back in June of last year, still waiting for us if we were to continue our way downward. 25 cents is going to be the stronger horizontal level to consider. Bearish robos have saved us from 58% corrections that have occurred, 46% throughout last year into this year, and bullish robos have allowed EngineeringRobo members to experience between 19, 92, and 242% in upside following bullish confirmation. So we need 2 of our chosen 3 robos entering a bullish or bearish state for us to be investing or reducing accordingly. We invest 20% of our dedicated asset allocated investment ratios, whatever that may be, $100 to $100 million. 20% of it is invested at support. 50% of it is invested based on our robos, and 30% is invested into whichever project, asset, or coin when we are free from our downtrend lines. So right now we are waiting for a few more confirmations during this highly volatile sideways situation. Looking at Litecoin, though, a whole bunch going on. We're getting slapped up, down, and around by $60.47. It would appear we're going to swap around our robos ever so slightly. Watch out for that. Let's do some experimental movements here. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if this is even possible. Uno momento. My apologizo. Just kidding. Okay, we're back. Looking at Litecoin. So with all 3 of our chosen robos in a bullish state, you can heavily consider investing your 50% EngineeringRobo based investment ratio. EngineeringRobo members know, however, to consider other factors before jumping in. We always consider Bitcoin's price action as well, and so with Bitcoin in a dramatic panic state, perhaps once Bitcoin has solidified support here, if you've yet to invest based on EngineeringRobo's buy suggestions, you may want to perhaps consider prices getting above $60.47 before sort of jumping in. A lower price may present itself here, a better area for accumulation may present itself before we make our way upward. We do have to consider, though, with all 3 of our robos in a bullish state, upside is likely to be upside is to be considered here. So we do have an instance back in June where all 3 of our chosen robos came into play after bullish confirmations were confirmed. The coin did experience 21% in downside before recovering, surpassing buy suggestions, and peaking near 11.5%. We had a bearish to bullish swap here recently, which is rather exotic. Sign up for EngineeringRobo down below to know what to do during these flips. And at the moment, resistance is plaguing us here. If we were to consider a 20% correction from bullish confirmations, that would bring us near $50.50 per Bitcoin. $50 here, a psychological level perhaps to consider if we do make any sort of abrupt short-term downside. If bullish robos hold during said downside, that would be, in my opinion, a very bullish buying opportunity with anticipation of a short-term recovery from said level. So lots going on here, lots of confirmations to consider, lots of flows to go with. We still have that moving average overhead suggesting a downtrend potentially in play. If resistance is significant at $60 here, we may get pushed all the way back down to 42 where we came from back in June. This dash down trend line overhead is at the moment beneath us here, awaiting a potential support confirmation as we've been suggesting. Though in any sort of continued upside, watch out for $82.22. in addition to $114 as horizontal levels to consider, but this moving average visualized here may give us a hard time along the way as well. So significant resistance overhead waiting for us, significant resistance present here at the moment, getting slapped around. We just need to see what happens and what is confirmed here. At the moment, this horizontal level is slightly unsightly, and we are still waiting for solidification of it as support. 52 and 62% corrections have occurred ever since bearish confirmations pretty much throughout the end of last year into June of this year. And bullish robos have allowed EngineeringRobo members to experience 65 and 61% in upside during a sort of mini range of sideways here last year. So going with the flows, watching out for our robos. This is Litecoin, but looking at Cardano, interacting ever so beautifully and nicely and delicately with my 46-cent support level. You've been suggested to accumulate along it accordingly. 20% is invested at support, 50% based on bullish confirmations here from EngineeringRobo, and once I determine what robos I want, I will be able to more accurately use them. Now we have the buy for super buy and golden cross present, which has seen a 150% in upside between July and September of last year for EngineeringRobo members. Since then, bearish robos have saved us from 67, 29, and 45% corrections that have occurred. Ever since printing those highs near the $3 price level back in September of last year, Cardano has been trending downward dramatically, losing its dollar status, looking to hopefully find support near psychological level 50 cents is overhead, not visualized, but a psychological level to consider as potential local overhead resistance forming. 46 cents is our technical support level still until daily candles open and close beneath it. If we get beneath it and make our way downward, 34 cents is waiting for us as our next support level. This solid downtrend line overhead to consider as a downtrend potentially in play, and at the moment correlating with the 200 daily moving average overhead, suggesting that downtrend still potentially present. Watch out for resistance though if we do recover and find our way upward. 84 cents, $1.05, and $1.31 are going to be potential take profit levels to consider in any sort of moves to the upside here. So we are holding nicely along the support. Hopefully we can continue to. We need one more bullish robo here to come into play. We need the buy for to hold, and then hopefully that super buy or golden cross can return for us to begin investing back into Cardano more comfortably and confidently here from a technical analysis perspective. But that has been the regular cryptos that we go with here. I mean, if we can just quickly jump through the indexes and commodities, because I mean they're viewed at a weekly scale, so they can be perhaps gone through with more efficiency potentially. But I'm just gonna get stuck up here trying to figure out what robos I want. Okay, the S&P 500 index, resistance overhead from my downtrend line still. The buy for is in play still, and support is down below 38.12 still. So we are just trending sideways here, hoping for the breakout toward significant resistance that we just got rejected from 43.05. That has been there waiting for us, waiting to give us a hard time for quite some weeks now. Though my apologies for any abrupt dog noises that may occur, but as I was saying, the 200 weekly moving average down below does suggest an uptrend in play for the S&P 500. An interaction with it would be potentially bullish. If we were to bounce off it, that would further solidify the uptrend for it overall. This downside, this pullback, this retracement, this consolidation, this sideways, I do believe is healthy for the trend overall in the longer term, because what goes up must come down. But at the moment, though, we are in a very tight range of volatility here, going up just as much as we go down. So we'll just have to see just where we be. Bearish robos in play more recently here have saved us from a 16% correction that has occurred. We are still waiting for a second bullish robo to return for us to begin investing more comfortably and confidently. 55.25% in gains between May of 2020 into December of 2021 for EngineeringRobo members trading the S&P 500. We have to just wait for bullish confirmations to return here for us to begin getting back in. The Dow and also Jones in a similar situation here. The solid downtrend line overhead giving us a hard time. A fake out occurred back throughout August there. We have opened and closed above it, though a bearish candle in my opinion. So we have returned kind of back beneath it. It is now resistance overhead again. The buy for remaining in play though is slightly nice to see. Hopefully we can see a second bullish robo coming into play for us to begin investing accordingly based on that confirmation. The 200 weekly moving average down below suggesting the uptrend at the moment, slightly correlating with support level 29,373 as a potential price we could solidify support along, though horizontal level 26,306 is going to be slightly more significant in my opinion. 36.66% in gains between 2020 and 2022 for EngineeringRobo members trading the Dow Jones, and 14.25% in downside we've been saved from since bearish robos have been confirmed. The NAS and also DAC, oh yeah, that's right, the chart is broken. I'm not too sure what that's about. That is rather unfortunate, but when we looked at it yesterday, it's in a similar situation that it is currently. Resistance overhead forming. We got that overhead downtrend line. Two of our chosen three robos bullish ever since July though, however. So technically you've been investing accordingly. Upside may continue to play out if this weird confirmation pattern is confirmed. Technically, totally correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be like 3 black crows or something, 3 white soldiers, something strange, I don't know, trading lingo that nobody understands. Bearish robos though did save us from a correction, a 23.47% correction that occurred this year here. So going with the flows of our robos, 200 weekly moving average down below suggesting the uptrend, correlating with my $45 support level if we do make our way downward here. What about the DXY? Oh, would you look at that? So the DXY continuing to make gains here, it would appear, ever since bullish confirmations back in August of 2021. EngineeringRobo members have been able to experience 19.65% in upside so far and are still awaiting bearish confirmations here to sell. Watch out for resistance potentially waiting for us up near 119. Though down below 103 is potentially support. So you've already been investing accordingly with EngineeringRobo's buy suggestions back in July of last year here. So getting in at the moment would be slightly high risk. We do see the uptrend in suggested by the 200 weekly moving average down below. So it is no surprise that we have been seeing this rise. Where it ends is what we'll have to determine. So the DXY is like the US dollar. I mean, to my understanding, it has like an inverse correlation with like asset prices. So if the DXY is going up, assets should fall, perhaps, possibly. And so with the DXY experiencing this upside recently, that is slightly confirming the inverse correlation of these two, the asset and the indexes kind of thing, like the DXY here. So with the DXY continuing to make gains, we can potentially anticipate downside bias volatility for Bitcoin here and or companies and commodities. Speaking of commodities, we have gold still getting smacked around by my dashed down trend line overhead. looking for support down below $1,680 per ounce of gold, I believe, is down there as support. At the moment, the 200 weekly moving average creeping its way up to it, looking to give us a good time, hopefully. Support found off of it is nice to see and would further solidify the uptrend. Bearish Robos here saved us from 7% in downside that has occurred. With them still in play, we are not eager to jump back into gold with any sort of significance until bullish Robos are confirmed. EngineeringRobo members trading gold between December of 2018 into August of 2020 experienced 62% return on their investment using EngineeringRobo's buy suggestions. And then since then, we've been getting slapped up, down, and around during a range of sideways that we have to just see where we will be. At the moment, very close to significant support here down below. Some very bullish bounces have occurred off this level, though if we fail to hold it, watch out for $1,572 or $1,486 if downside were to plague us here. Platinum, we'll take a quick look at platinum here as we've already confirmed the bullish bounce off of 821 down below. We are just seeing where this will exhaust. The 200 weekly moving average is overhead as resistance, and we have experienced a rejection off of it. Bearish Robos are in play. Watch out for continued sideways and or downside. 45% in gains last time we saw bullish Robos here, and bearish confirmations have saved us from some unsightly corrections that have occurred. Palladium. Trading sideways, trying to find itself above the 200 weekly moving average. If it can continue to solidify support along it, that would be a bullish sign of continued gains here for us potentially. Watch out for resistance overhead, 28.79 waiting for us and any sort of continued upside. 15.41 is down below though if we were to continue downward, as bearish Robos are technically still in play ever since the 2nd of May. Right now, you are not very eager to be jumping into Palladium. You're waiting for bullish confirmations that have seen 343% in upside last time they were confirmed, and 27% in gains during a range of sideways 2020 into 2021 there. This is silver. Maybe if we swap up the Robos slightly, we can see what's really going on. Cool. So the buy for moon and cloud Robos present here. Looking at silver, we have returned to resistance overhead. $19.81 is my horizontal level of potential resistance waiting for us. Bearish Robos have saved us from just about 20% in downside that has occurred. With them still in play, we do anticipate potential confirmations of support necessary here before we can begin jumping back into silver. We need to get back above $19 here, 1981 rather, or $13.72 down below is waiting for us as potential support. Where you can, get back into silver. Very aggressive rejection, a very aggressive pump off of it occurred. I mean, maybe perhaps you can consider that rejection based on your perspective, but either way, prices reaching past my 1372 level, going all the way down to $11.69. Nice kind of thing. So watch out for that if that were to occur. Flash crashes are not impossible. 20% pumps or 66% in gains after bullish confirmations were made by EngineeringRobo 2019 and 2020. Since then, we've been aggressively interacting with overhead resistance, now returning sort of downward here. A retracement, a pullback, a potential dip to buy, though we got to go with our Robos here. We still need a few more confirmations before comfortably and confidently jumping back into silver. Now I briefly switched to natural gas by mistake, but we can look at it for a couple seconds here. We are trying to find ourselves above horizontal level $8.65. 271% in upside occurred after bullish robos were confirmed. After this combination of bullish robos were confirmed. Oh, sorry, just kidding. Wait, even more kidding. After this combination of robos were confirmed. This is the combination of robos that were confirmed that allowed you to experience 271% in upside on natural gas. And technically, with this combination of Robo advisors, the buy for Golden Cross and Cloud buy in play, you have not been suggested to sell just yet. Taking profit along the way is, never a bad idea. But at the moment, we do anticipate potential continued upside for natural gas. Watch out for resistance overhead 1391. Down below, as I mentioned, 8.65. And then watch out for 4.61, though, if we do make our way downward by any means. The 200 weekly moving average suggesting an upside as well as bullish robos here. So watch out for continued gains, though resistance is awaiting us. This is copper. Do we like this combination of robos? Doodly doodly doo. Doodle and doodly doo. I like this one better. Okay. The buy for moon and cloud by looking at copper. Here it would appear 26% in downside occurred after bearish robos were confirmed back in sort of May there. And with all three of our chosen robos entering a bearish state, that is slightly unsightly for copper. And I mean, technically, we have been hypothesizing further solidification of the 200 weekly moving average for some time now. Finding support off of it would be nice to see, though horizontal level 2.97 is waiting for us if we were to make our way downward still. The overhead downtrend line here waiting for us if we were to trade sideways. Watch out for that. Breaking free from it would be a slightly short-term bullish confirmation and would suggest that upward movement. Resistance, significant resistance waiting for us is 4.64 though if we do solidify support and begin to make our way upward. This is uranium. Slightly broken chart here, but it's on the screen. I guess can't do anything but look at it. Like if I were to well, I don't know. Super loosey-goosey uranium futures analysis with this very unsightly chart. Lots of gaps, lots of breaks, not enough volume in whatever this is. But in a bit of an uptrend suggested by the 200 weekly moving average, we have support down below, 42.75. Resistance overhead, 57, 72, and $94 is awaiting us as potential resistance points moving forward. Bullish robos confirmed ever since June of 2021 allowed EngineeringRobo members to experience 97% in upside. Let's modify this slightly. We don't like the we don't like that. No, whatever. Let's go back to it. With this combination of robos, we've seen that 97 and 27% pumps. Bearish robos here during this ridiculous range have saved us from mild corrections that have occurred, but during this uptrend, you, I guess, should be buying these dips. The super buy has been confirmed on the 6th of September with that weekly candle close, but right now, a few more confirmations are necessary. I don't know. Yeah, this is the least ideal chart, but we gave it a shot. Did our best. Uranium. We're trying to buy uranium. Probably. But you never know. Anyway, corn, I guess. This is corn. Good old corn. So, EngineeringRobo members experienced 103% in gains between August of 2020 and May of 2021. 33% in upside this year between January and April. And then so far, bearish robos confirmed ever since technically the 27th of June is when this combination of robo advisors entered a bearish state. We could potentially consider other ones that might be a little better. Okay. Yeah, well, the buy for Moon and Super Robos here are the probably the more ideal combination. Bearish Robos confirmed near 617 there, so you have been suggested to be reducing your corn position. We have rallied upward toward overhead down trend line of potential resistance. Watch out for that, still in play. Support down below, as I mentioned, though the more significant level to consider is 509. With these bearish robos in mind, watch out for continued sideways and or downside, but with the 200 weekly moving average down below, an interaction with it, a support found off of it, would be bullish for the longer term uptrend. This is what? Sugar. Well, with this combination of robo advisors in play, EngineeringRobo members were able to invest in sugar. July of 2020 experienced 65% in upside before EngineeringRobo recently suggested you capitalize on your investment with 52% ROI, with EngineeringRobo's bullish and now bearish suggestions in play ever since July here of this year. Resistance overhead waiting for us near 0.19604 is my horizontal level to consider. The 200 weekly moving average down below, though, does suggest a longer-term uptrend. Support found off of it is bullish for that and would be healthy for the uptrend. 13 cents down below is a horizontal level of support waiting for us, though if we do make our way downward here with bearish robos in mind, that is to be considered. But we've taken a look at a whole lot. We started off with Bitcoin. We've done Ethereum. We've done Cardano, Litecoin, XRP, XLM. We've done the S&P 500, Dow Jones, the NASDAQ. We've done the DXY, gold, silver, palladium, platinum, natural gas, copper, uranium, corn, and now sugar. We're all over the place. Maybe we can do some market overviews. The stock market here. Small bounce occurring for a handful of entities. I mean, Tesla rallying upward, handling the DXY pumpage nicely, it would appear. 3.5% in the green today, back above $300 per share. Many other top companies here experiencing that dreaded downside. Further confirmations of potential support down below. Another potential buying opportunity, perhaps buy the dip, if you will. Whereas other companies here doing nicely. with the dollar going up in value lately. Though perhaps some companies not doing too well today. If you're investing in Oracle, you're down 5% at the moment. If you're investing in Cat L, I don't know all the companies, but you're down 5% today, though, as well as the Union Pacific Corporation. You're down like 4%. But Petro China, you're up 6% today, holding sideways. Accumulation potentially continuing to occur. It might be resistance, though. You never know. ConocoPhillips, you're up just about 5% today. You got a higher high on your line chart. Maybe continued upside. And then we already know Tesla. They're like a very small company, very garage-based company. They make headphones. And then, I don't know, other things are just within, like, you know, a couple percent in the green. This is the stock market. Can't be too dramatic. Go to the crypto market, though. You see a whole lot more volatility. Though, as we all know, a pullback, a retracement, and interaction downward has occurred. Support being solidified. Further accumulation, perhaps. So many projects experiencing double-digit price action recently. So with Ravencoin holders experiencing 15% in upside today, 95% in gains this week. You've doubled your money in a week. Perhaps consider taking profit, though you never know. You got to go with the flows. What are your robos saying? Luna, Terra, 60% in upside this week, though it would appear traders capitalizing on that price action, 26% in downside today. Celsius, 19.5% in the green today, 31% in the green this week. So this is crypto, though. What goes up must come down. Some of the entities not doing too well. Terra Classic, 38% in the red this week. 19, just about 20% in the red today. Projects like EOS, 12, more than 12% in the red this week. 5.8% in the red today. Helium, 10% in the red today. Correlating with its sort of like weekly downside. It only just sort of started to dip, it would appear. But that has been the crypto market. Hopefully we can solidify support. Hopefully we can, continue to accumulate, bounce off of these lows. Higher lows is a bullish sign of recovery. Significant bounces off of horizontal levels are nice to see. So any moves downward here, we can hope that they are bought up quite quickly, but we will have to see because volume is lacking at the moment. I do believe many people are waiting for a particular event to occur, an impulse move, if you will, to the upside or downside before sort of determining what they want to do. At the moment, I do believe traders and investors are very hesitant currently. But we'll finish it off with a quick look at commodities here. It would appear last time we saw this, everything was in the green, though red is to be seen as we've seen in the charts just moments ago. So gold, silver, copper, platinum, and palladium in the red today, as we all know. The energies, though, crude oil, heating oil, and the RBL gas line in the red. Natural gas in the green, as we just seen. Brent crude oil in the red, though, today. The CBOT wheat futures are in the green at the moment, though corn, soybean meal are in the red. Soybean oil, however, in the green. Oats, 2% in the red. Rough rice and red wheat in the green. Lean hogs taking off, 3.5% in the green today, though live cattle, feeder cattle, and milk are in the red. Cotton, dramatically, 3.5% in the red. Sugar holding relatively sideways in the green. Coffee, cocoa, and lumber between 1.5% and just about 2.5% in the red. So that has been coins, companies, and commodities. Here it would appear. Thank you so much for tuning in to one of the sort of like first ever Engineering Robo live streams. We've done this a handful of times. We're going to be doing this a handful more times. We're going to get better every time, and we're going to try to think of more rhymes. Slime. Anyway, let me know down below anything you'd like to see in upcoming streams or videos. Sign up for Engineering Robo with the links in the description. Sign up for a free trial today. Engineering Robo is a true AI robo advisor, a simple approach to successful investing. Engineering Robo tells you when to buy and when to sell. It's that simple. Try it out for free. Let me know how much money you can make trading crypto and eating cake. Yo, bars. Going hard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the stream. We hope to see you in the next one. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and tune in for the next one.